Here, let me take a second and show you Advanced Needs 76, the configuration, the mod configuration menu for it. Okay, so when you download and install it, I don't believe anything is activated. So what you would do is in the need system, see it says you'd have to click here to enable it. So when you click here, it'll kind of see I've already enabled it, but I think somehow it's like a little toggle switch or something. But if you decide to do that, you can set the hunger timer, afflictions and diseases. You can turn them off if you don't want them. Immunodeficiency happens when you take too much radiation. Let me turn this down a little bit. Like when you take radiation, you can set all these different things on or off depending if you want to use them. Like I say, all these things are not really enabled initially, but just by reading this, if you wanted to enable ammo weight, you could. Carry weight reduction actually reduces the amount of weight you can carry. So if you're able to carry 500, I don't know what it reduces it by. Here's, I guess, the amount. So it'll actually remove 125 pounds, I guess, to make it a little more realistic. You can get encumbrance damage from carrying too much. Gas masks in bad weather, and rain as acid will. And I turned this stuff off because rain you'll get damage. Protective wear debuffs, which means it'll give you a debuff if you wear a gas mask. This requires a gas mask in bad weather. I turn this off because sometimes you can have misty weather or light fog, which you really can't tell the difference between that and the normal weather, and you'll actually start taking damage. The hygiene system, this works with CWSS. So if you don't click this, it won't be enabled. You don't have to enable brushing your teeth or bathing or taking a shower. You can click here to enable the menstrual cycle. Family planning is something where you're going to need something that changes the mesh if you wanted to do something like that. You can enable bathroom needs. I tried that at one time, but then I turned it off because it was like, it's kind of like you'll actually you'll take damage for not using the restroom, and it's kind of more annoying than anything because you have to set it up so many hours after you eat or drink anything. Do you have to use the restroom? Like maybe once or twice a day, okay, but you'll start cramping it up in the middle of a sneaking through, like let's say Corvega, and that's not fun. Farming, I've never done this. Again, you have to click this to enable it if you want to play that module. Fishing seems to be like this doesn't have a click thing. You can turn this on or off. I don't think I've tried this yet, but you have to craft a fishing pole from a fishing pole. So you're gonna need a fishing pole, and then you can craft a fishing pole. You can also scrap cars, but you need to have the scrapping perk, and then you need to have a scrapping wrench in your inventory. And then the same goes for trees. You have to have a hatchet, and then you can actually chop wood. You can, because it doesn't recognize all the meshes, like all the tree meshes, but it does recognize some, and it puts wood in your inventory. But you have food spoilage. You can turn that off if you don't want to use it. Fill bottles. So this lets you fill bottles from water sources. When you drink, you can return an empty bottle to your inventory. It has world space consumption. I'm assuming that's like where you press a certain thing to use it. Brahmin milk. I'm using a different mod for that, which is like something try and use or something. It's brand new and it seems to work really good. Brahmin milking, you just basically go into a crouch position and it gives you the option to milk, and the milk actually removes some rads. But it was weird because the first time I tried this, I got it to work with domesticated Brahmin or Brahmin that were set up as settlers, but it doesn't work now for some reason, so I don't know which way was the normal way of doing it. You can harvest trees, coffee machines. It has a coffee machine you can place. Needs refilling. If I turn this on, then I need to put water and silt beans in the coffee maker. Otherwise, I can just get coffee from it. And when you get tired, you can drink coffee, which does take away the sleepy thing. Your sleepy debuff, or your tired debuff. It takes that away. And it doesn't give you rads like Nuka-Cola, although some others don't too. Couch sleeping. When you come across the couch, it'll give you an option to sit. I think E is sit, and then R is sleep. Car scavenging. That's the one that lets you actually scrap cars. And it's like steel and screws and things like that. Nothing major. You see where it says click here to enable. You don't have to enable anything. But now camping is the one you do want to enable right here. And what it'll do is, I can't, like, it won't show me now, but, like, if I go into camping mode, here's all it's going to give me. It gives me the option to pack up your camp, and he calls it C.A.M.P. And that camp is what this is. Normally, it'll say, like, you can drop a stove, you can drop a sleeping bag, and there's a couple other options that you can drop. But this is camp. So I switched from like the sleeping bag mode. It doesn't let you do both. So I can't have a sleeping bag, because I think when you have your sleeping bag out, I think it marks it on the map as like your campsite or something. And like I say, there's a sleeping bag, there's a cooking stove, and then there's a couple other things, and you can pack up your camp. But then there's an option to go into camp mode. And it'll be like, going to camp mode. And with that, you drop that little blue box, that little Vault-Tec box. When you click on that, it's a portable settlement is what it is. It's just a portable settlement. I use transfer settlements to save that settlement. Now I'm assuming it put the XY coordinates. I'm assuming it put the XY coordinates of the object, but I don't know if it's relative to the workbench. So I don't know if it's relevant, relative to the workbench XYZ. If it's an absolute XYZ, then if you use transfer settlements, no matter where you drop your little blue box to go into settlement mode, it's going to put your stuff back up on that hillside, on that overlook, like where I'm at. But if it's relative to the XYZ of the workbench, then it's going to be pieces can be above ground, below ground. It's not going to look right. So it would really need to go back. If you're going to use transfer settlements, it would need to go back in the same location. But that's what it is. So see, you don't have to use all those options if you don't want to. Let's go back into it here real quick. So let me hunt up. Let's see. I think I must have passed it up here. There we go. So you have, that's the optional thing. Game settings, this is where you can modify when cells respawn. Your incoming damage multiplier, if you want to make it a little bit harder. Cripple, you have these different options. You can disable fast travel. I would never really want to do that, but I guess you could. I turn this off. Like 100% means it has 100% chance no sterile bandages, because I'm using the bandages and the antibiotics. The bandages from MAME. But I can get food poisoning. Gunpowder will drop because that's used to make ammo crafting. Pain away is like morphine and I think ibuprofen. You can shut down things if you want to disable, like the bathroom needs, hygiene, if you want to disable this stuff. And then, of course, you have the debug section. So, and inject BNS into this. You can, like, say, I click on this, and then once I exit out, I should be able to craft a hatchet. See? Let's see. Please wait for the message. Okay, so let's exit out, and let's wait and see what happened. Okay, so that's what I was curious. See, this is looking for BNS 2.0, and I have BNS 3.0 installed. So, but yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. You only turn on the modules that you want to use, and you can turn everything else off. So, well, all right, good luck with it, and I'll have more time starting Tuesday. I've got to work tomorrow, so I'll have a lot more time to play around with this stuff, and I've got a few little things I need to update on this play test. I had a reshade shader go completely nuts on me and like barf out, like it just did not gel with Buff Out 4, and it spit like 5 or 6 logs out. I think one of the logs is 32,000 lines long. Never seen anything like that before. So, but I'll talk about all that later and get it up there documented. So maybe somebody who knows more about it can help me out with it. All right. Well, good luck. Have fun. And if you decide to use it, give it a shot. You can always. I think there's a way to shut. I think if you shut all that stuff down, you turn it off. You might take a look and see if you can just uninstall it after that. But be careful not to break your game. Anyways, have fun, and I'll catch you guys later.